Hi, I'm Debbie Hagiga. I'm the CST teacher in Perth Amboy, Middlesex County Vocational Technical Schools, and I use TestOut to get my students certified for different products in IT. I start out with the freshmen with Desktop Pro, and then I move them to PC Pro, the Network Pro, and the Client Pro. When I first started teaching, I've only been doing this 7 years. I started with textbooks, and we would go over vocabulary, and we would do hands-on labs with actual equipment in the classroom. It became cumbersome because the students wouldn't do it on purpose, but they would break different things, and it became not really expensive, but the wait time of getting the product in to redo the lab was difficult. And then the amount of equipment I had compared to the amount of students was unbelievable. I had so many students and not enough equipment. So then we went to Cisco Academy, and that was very difficult for the students to learn. But they did it, and they got A+ certified and Cisco certified. It was called IT Essentials. And then one of my students was invited to go to Skills USA competition. I think it was about 4 or 5 years ago. And that's when I was introduced to TestOut because he got PC Pro certified, and he showed me the product. I was like, this is great. So then I contacted TestOut, and I talked to my sales rep, which is Wendy, wonderful person, and she hooked me up, and I haven't looked back since. TestOut is the best thing ever for the students. It combines both the video, the audio, the lecture's written, so there's a script there. They could read, they could do virtual labs, and then if I want, I can create hands-on labs in the classroom, mimicking those virtual labs. And I really find it beneficial when it gets to the networking part because buying that equipment is unbelievably expensive, and the county just does not have that type of fund. The taxpayers would balk at that. So I really love TestOut. I love the products and I love the innovation. Back in the day when there was no TestOut in my classroom, I would have to use my prep time in setting up tables filled with computers, and I would have to print out the Cisco labs. And I had packets like this big, and I'd have to put them next to all the computers. And when the kids would come in, I would have them do whatever the lab was, and then they had to wait before they could turn on the computer so I could go and make sure that everything was right so they wouldn't mess up the equipment. That was a lot of time, and it took away from instruction because we were doing that. So with the lab sim, it's 1, 2, 3. They just go on, you read what you need to do, and you use the mouse and you click on it. And the student, if they don't understand, they'll ask me to come by and say, why can't I figure this out? And we'll talk to them and make them think, well, what does it say here? Or look at the schematics that TestOut provides. Those are wonderful, the little office layout. So, and then we'll look at the server, and look at where is it on the router, and the different cables. So that's much better than the hands-on for me. I will have cables and we'll do them physically, create Ethernet cables so they understand what it's like to create one. But those lab sims save us a ton of time. And like I said, equipment. And for me as a teacher, the prep time is cut like to nothing now. So I love it. It's much better. They get to PC Pros. Most of them get A+, not all, and it helps them if they want to go to college, they can skip a whole course in college because A+ is equivalent to a computer science course. And then last year, one of my students got to A+, and he was able to get a job at Geek Squad, where his two friends got the PC Pro, and for some reason Best Buy doesn't see that as equivalent as A+, so they were in the store selling computers and home theater setups, I guess you want to call it. But the other guy who had the A+ got the job at Geek Squad, so that was great. And the Geek Squad guys told him that you are overqualified. You know so much about computers that you really should go get a regular job. I was like, wow, I'm proud of you. And then he got the Client Pro this year. So I was thrilled. And so he left high school with 5 different certificates from me. I was like, wow, this is great. So, I mean, at 18 years old, they have more than a 40-year-old wants or needs.